Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome. Welcome to District 5, welcome to Palm City, welcome to west of the Turnpike. We appreciate very much that you are joining us today. It's an exciting day. It's a day that we recap all of the hard work that our fine county staff and many of you in this room through your businesses, your not-for-profits, your volunteer work make Martin County what it is. I'd like to thank Executive Pastor Gary Merritt from New Hope Fellowship. Isn't this a beautiful room? It's sort of a well-kept secret, but we're trying to let the secret out. This room is available for events if you needed it. It is a remarkable space. I mean, just this wall, visual wall behind us, makes it all worthwhile. I have the honor of introducing many dignitaries, and it says dignitaries to recognize. So I'm going to recognize some dignitaries. We'll start with District 1's Commissioner, our friend, Mr. Doug Smith. Our District 2 Commissioner, who proves two Eds are better than one, Ed Fielding. The new guy from District 3, my friend Harold Jenkins. Our keynote speaker, who will be delivering the commencement, our Administrator, Taryn Krista. This could almost have been one of those, please hold your applause till the end. So let's just do, if you've ever been to a high school debate, you know what they do, right? They clap one time. That's it. When they introduce someone, they clap one time. So let's try the high school debate. Yeah. New to this position, but not new to the county, Deputy County Administrator Don Donaldson. Fantastic. This is a smart group. New to the position, but not new to the county, George Stokas. New to the position, but not new to the county, our county attorney, Miss Sarah Woods. Representing, who did that? He did 4, I did 5. Representing the Senate President, Joe Negron, Kelly Wilson. Representing Representative Mary Lynn Magar's office, Terry Dooley. Where's Terry? Hi, Terry. Representing Representative Gail Harold's office, Kathy Thompson. Martin County Supervisor of Elections, Miss Vicki Davis. It's not even an election year for you, Doug. You don't have to clap that many times for the Supervisor of Elections. Representing the Clerk of the Circuit Court Office, Tom Hamer. Harmer. So it's written in here, I apologize. 2 school board members, Miss Krista Lee Roberts and Miss Marsha Powers. It sounds weird, the single clapping, but I guess it was my idea. City of Stewart Commissioner Eula Clark. Where is Eula? She got her name mentioned, so that's Troy McDonald. They keep introducing you as former Stewart mayor, but you're still City Commissioner Troy McDonald. The town of Ocean Breeze mayor. I saw her. There she is. Karen Ostrand. Vice President of the town of Ocean Breeze, Ann Cagdis. You get a couple extras for the mispronunciation of your name. President of the town of Ocean Breeze, I know his name, Ken DeAngelis. Don't worry, we only have about 15 or 20 more to go. It would have been easier for the people, I could have just said stand up. The town of Jupiter Island Commissioner, I knew him when he was the mayor, Whit Padot. Oh, okay, so he still is the mayor. Fantastic, welcome, Mayor. Thanks for traveling up north. And the man behind the scenes, just the way he likes it, except for this morning, Mr. Gene Rout, town manager. Hey, guess what? We can clap now because that's the end of the list. Okay, time's up, everyone. Thanks for coming. Just briefly, I would tell you that it's been an honor to come back. Many of you know my story, and I came back to advocate on behalf of our staff because I was in office and then I left. And when I left office, it gives you a unique perspective to realize what was happening while you were there and then when you're out. And I realized that Martin County is the county that we know and love because of our staff. The citizens of Martin County are remarkable. They participate, they pay their taxes, they volunteer their time and their efforts and their talents. But it's the staff that's really required to make this community what it is. We can start from the top, and you'll be hearing from her briefly, but I'm talking about all the way down the whole entire organization to the folks that cut the grass in parks and line the fields and clean up. And when you call and say, my street is flooded, and quickly folks come out from the county to help you. It's a safer community, it's a smarter community, it's an environmentally sensitive and friendly community because of our unbelievable staff. And the commissioners get the credit. Sometimes also the blame, but the commissioners get the credit most often on the heavy lifting and the efforts on the backs of our employees. So to be able to take a couple minutes to tell you how much I personally appreciate them, how much I know my colleagues appreciate them, and I know how much the folks in this room, especially that took the time to come this morning to hear what we have to say, appreciate them. If you are a Martin County employee, could you please stand up? The rest of them are actually at work, making the county tick. Without any further delay, I'd like to introduce someone who obviously, especially to this room, does not need an introduction. But I just wanted to take a moment to say that we are so fortunate that in 2010, Ms. Krista, Taryn Krista, left many, many years of service in a multitude of positions for Martin County to step into the tough spot, into what would be the spotlight, but sometimes that spotlight can be very, very bright and hot and burning. And she has done a remarkable job. She has taken us from the depths of the Great Recession with her financial background. She has created a team of people that are willing to work for her and follow her instruction. And we are blessed, truly in my opinion, blessed to have her at the helm, Ms. Taryn Krista. Yes, you and I will do the pledge together. Will you all stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Pastor. Appreciate it. Thank you. Well, good morning, and thank you, Chairman Campy. Good morning to all of you. Let me begin by expressing my appreciation to each and every one of you for joining us here today. This forum gives us an opportunity to highlight the exceptional service and outstanding projects that contribute to the extraordinary quality of life our residents and visitors have come to expect here in Martin County. I am truly grateful to you, the public, for placing your faith in my team and myself. We are dedicated to ensuring that Martin County is a great place to live, work, and play. So with that, let's talk some numbers. Martin County has 6 libraries. We have 13 fire stations. We have 14 different departments. We have more than 77 parks, and we have over 700 acres of public land. I have 975 employees, and we have a little over 151,000 residents here. Martin County is your county, your community, and it's one amazing place to live. Each year, the list of accomplishments is long, and with this year, it's no exception. This morning, I will highlight some of our accomplishments, none of which could have been realized completing without teamwork, innovation, and careful planning. Through collaborative efforts, our Martin County staff and your commissioners continue to work together to build a strong community. We are focused on protecting our natural resources, providing outstanding and cost-effective services, and keeping our residents and visitors safe. So this all adds up to making Martin County the amazing place that we live and we call home. So this morning, I'm going to start off with our Parks and Recreation Department, who manages almost 1,800 acres of parkland and over 15,000 linear feet of ocean beaches. Martin County Parks and Recreation continues to provide excellence in operation and service, delivering outstanding programming in both indoor and our outdoor spaces for all ages. Our Parks and Recreation Department is one of only 166 accredited park and recreation agencies in the entire United States. When we say play, Martin County families say okay, and with a dedicated staff of over 50 full-time and 135 seasonal employees, your Parks and Recreation Department manages 38 baseball and softball fields, 28 playgrounds, 26 soccer and football fields, and 26 boat ramps. Some of Park and Recreation's major projects this past year included creating a new attraction at our Sailfish Splash Water Park. And then, working with our General Services Department, they completed extensive renovations at our Sand Dune Cafe, which is at Jensen Beach. Thanks to a generous donation from our Jensen Beach Community Playground Committee, Parks and Recreation were able to install a new shade structure at the Jensen Beach Elementary Playground, which will protect our youngest citizens from the sun and harsh elements. Another department that is known for exceptional programming is our library services. They promote lifelong learning for all ages throughout the county, ranking well above national averages for encouraging reading, awareness, confidence, and knowledge. Your library staff connects with customers in so many ways. Staff is responsible for over 300,000 books, audiobooks, DVDs, and other equipment, which our residents checked out over 900,000 times last year. Staff was able to answer over 46,000 questions, and we had more than 82,000 people attend events and classes that were hosted at your 6 libraries. Our libraries also shared Story Express kits and provided summer reading programs to exceed national averages for their outcomes. And with science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, we had kits that were also used to facilitate their technology events. So next, I would like to talk about fire rescue. In Martin County, fire rescue consists of ocean rescue, communications, administration, fleet services, fire prevention, and emergency management. The 350 men and women who make up Martin County Fire Rescue provide essential services to 87% of your unincorporated area in Martin County. Our professional EMT Ocean Lifeguard protect and respond to emergencies at Martin County's 4 guarded beaches every day of the year. Watching over an estimated 1.3 million beach patrons, Ocean Rescue performed 392 water rescues. They responded to more than 1,400 medical emergencies and over 5,300 public requests for general assistance. Most impressively, Ocean Rescue personnel performed almost 33,000 preventative measures to protect our patrons from dangerous surf conditions. The Communications Division within Fire Rescue serves the public through our 911 for fire and emergency medical assistance, as well as your fire rescue personnel who are in the field responding to those requests. It's staffed by 15 highly skilled telecommunicators. These professionals handle requests for emergency assistance on a 24-hour basis every day of the year. Last year, they received over 60,000 phone calls, took nearly 16,000 911 emergency calls, dispatched over 25,000 calls, and handled hundreds of thousands of radio transmissions between our communications center and your field personnel. So some of the other divisions in fire rescue include administration, education and training, fleet services, and logistics. Each of those divisions work behind the scenes to keep our fire rescue department operating at a high level of efficiency. During last year, the Training Bureau staff delivered or facilitated more than 65,000 hours of training to your fire rescue personnel. In fleet services and logistics, we have 4 highly trained fire mechanics that provide mechanical support to the fire rescue fleet. That includes 56 heavy-duty trucks, engines, tankers, and specialty vehicles. In fire prevention, that bureau continues to promote a fire safety community through increased public education, which includes impressive side-by-side burn demonstrations that promote the life safety advantages of residential fire sprinklers. Last year, fire prevention staff completed 526 code-compliant plan reviews and over 1,500 inspections. Fire rescue operations is comprised of the brave men and women who provide advanced life support care and fire suppression services to those in need in our community. Working to keep our Martin County residents and visitors safe, Martin County Fire Rescue responded to almost 23,000 emergency calls for help. Of those calls, over 18,000 were for medical emergencies, and over 4,200 were fire-related calls. We transported more than 14,000 patients to our area hospitals last year. So the last division I want to talk about under fire rescue is emergency management. Helping our residents and businesses prepare for emergencies, this agency offers Code Red, a free service that allows emergency management personnel to send important public safety messages, evacuation notices, and other timely warnings by phone, text, and/or email. Focusing on preparedness for all types of disasters, the Emergency Management Division and its county-wide partners conducted 4 training exercises during which our staff tested plans to ensure the county had the ability to respond effectively to a disaster and could provide for our community. This planning actually paid off, as Martin County was impacted by both Hurricanes Matthew and Irma. Our community's needs were managed from the Emergency Operations Center, or the EOC, before, during, and after the hurricanes. We had 6 shelters that were open, providing protection and services for residents who were either evacuated or felt that they would be safer if they were in a shelter. After the storms, our efforts focused on public assistance and other federal and state programs. Having so many other counties impacted created a dynamic that we'd never experienced before. But through effective management and adherence to strict guidelines and deadlines, Martin County qualified for federal reimbursement for both of those disasters, saving millions and millions of taxpayers' dollars. During a disaster such as Hurricane Irma, our airport becomes a critical staging area, housing supplies, offering services to large supply transports, and it's one of the several places where Florida Power and Light can stage equipment and personnel during hurricane recovery. Our airport strives to be neighborhood-friendly and takes appropriate action when necessary to address concerns related to noise. Our air traffic activity did increase this past year, primarily due to Witham Field's proximity to the Palm Beaches. Temporary flight restrictions that are in place during President Trump's visits to Palm Beach have flights coming to our airport that we normally would not have. In addition to regular operations, we had exciting things taking off at the airport. Most notably, we broke ground on the U.S. Customs facility last year. This will be the first of its kind in Florida, an intermodal clearance facility featuring a 3,200 square foot state-of-the-art building. And it will allow international travelers arriving by sea or air to clear customs here in Martin County. Funding for this facility is being provided through an 80-20 grant partnership with the Florida Department of Transportation Aviation Division and your Airport Enterprise Fund. The facility will be managed by United States Customs and Border Protection staff and will be funded through user fees. So as we speak of travel, your Office of Tourism Marketing works diligently to increase our visitor awareness through tourism promotion, advertising, strong public relation campaigns. Tourism's impact to Martin County is nearly $432 million in travel spending. We get about $5,200 in travel-generated employment And we have about $33.5 million in travel-generated state and local receipts. To think of this and bring it home, each of the 60,000 households here in Martin County will pay about $560 less in state and local taxes as a result of the taxes that are generated through tourist spending. This past year, the office was once again recognized with awards and accolades for their events, programs, and public relations campaigns, which garnered positive exposure and protection for our paradise. The Indiantown Rodeo, Stewart Boat Show, Arts Fest, and Stewart Air Show all were selected by the Southeast Tourism Society as top 20 events. That was due in part to the efforts of the Office of Tourism and Marketing. So last year also marked the launch of the tourism's new agritourism initiative and website. Agritourism presents a unique, emerging opportunity for us to combine aspects of both the tourism and agricultural industries, which both are so vitally important to Martin County. Promoting existing agritourism opportunities while developing new offerings not only helps support our economy, but diversifies our tourism opportunities. So from tourists and tourism, I'm going to go to technology. Your staff continues to provide exceptional service to the public. The Information Technology Department supports Martin County staff with the technology tools and equipment which is needed to offer our citizens, businesses, and visitors public safety and services. Information technology supports public safety in many ways, but the most visible is the building and maintenance of the 800 megahertz radio communications system. This system is the primary communication device for all county staff, emergency response, and law enforcement. Another project, which will increase the bandwidth of services being provided, was when we repurposed an existing building and turned it into a highly secure data facility that will meet the needs of county agencies and our residents. And then also we had the addition of wireless services in our fire stations to enable electronic filing of their reports. So when we talk about service, and that's the name of the game in our building department, who's responsible for new construction, contractor licensing, permitting, code enforcement, and your derelict vessel program. Striving for excellence in all that they do, the department received a Class 1 exemplary commitment to building code enforcement, which was a rating they received from the Insurance Services Organization. This places that department among the top building department permit, plan review, and inspection programs nationwide. Last year, the building department issued a total of over 14,000 permits, conducted almost 33,000 building permit plan reviews, and conducted almost 41,000 building permit construction inspections. Working with our citizens to help keep structures safe, staff investigated over 4,000 code enforcement cases. Additionally, code enforcement staff responded to 7,300 requests for service, conducted 6,700 inspections, and conducted over 1,000 unlicensed contractor investigations. So now let's talk about utilities and solid waste. That department continues to be an environmental steward here in Martin County through their public education, their day-to-day work, and the projects that they complete. Utilities and solid waste can boast some impressive numbers, and they have success stories also to back them up. They supply clean water to over 92,000 residents. They treat 4.3 million gallons of wastewater daily. They recycled over 310 tons of construction, demolition, and vegetative debris, and they collected over 65 tons of recycled material. Last year, some major neighborhoods received some water services, as well as septic to sewer conversion projects. Your Board of County Commissioners approved a full septic to sewer conversion program, working with our other county departments to ensure that all resources are available and these projects are done cost effectively. And over time, old septic systems will be eliminated. With all these great projects in the works, it's clear why the Utility Department was named runner-up for the title Best Tasting Water from their American Water Works Association for their region number 8. So one of your largest departments is your engineering or public works department. and they were responsible last year for some high visibility and high performing projects. One of those was the St. Lucie Shores Water Quality Project. It's designed to reduce nutrient loading to the St. Lucie estuary by an estimated 40.5%. Other projects include the creation of a new nature trail in the Gomez Preserve, which is a 61-acre conservation area along the Indian River Lagoon in the Hope Sound area. During last year, your Capital Projects Division completed 4 neighborhood restoration projects, installed 2 bridges, paved over 40 miles of roadway, and replaced over 4,000 feet of corroded metal drainage pipe. Also in Public Works is the Mosquito Control Division, who expanded their larvicide programs to control the mosquitoes and utilize more environmentally friendly practices to reduce our reliance on adulticides. As we look with our keen focus on customer service, we're going to talk about your Growth Management Department, who provides planning and development services and advice to the public and the board to help ensure that we have a well-planned community. The work completed by your growth management staff is mandated mostly by state statute, the Comprehensive Growth Management Plan, our land development regulations, and other ordinances, the County Commissioner's Strategic Plan, and our 2020 Vision Plan. Looking at growth management by the numbers, their staff processed 11 amendments to the comp plan, managed 4,200 requests for services, completed 364 reviews, created 155 staff reports, and approved 55 development applications. They reviewed almost 6,900 building permits for compliance with our zoning regulations. They completed 267 environmental development reviews, processed 185 environmental permits, and reviewed almost 2,000 building permits for environmental compliance. Now I'm going to talk about our Department of Administration, which this department houses a number of key divisions, which include your Veterans Affairs and your Health and Human Services. Last year, Veterans Services was instrumental in assisting over 21,000 clients, providing invaluable support to our local veterans and their families. Health and Human Services were also able to provide just over $4 million in programs to our underserved population. And then working close with our judicial system, utilizing the Juvenile Diversion Program, our county has begun to see a correlation between an increase in program utilization and a decrease in our juvenile arrests. Also in administration, we've amplified our communication efforts. The focus of your communications team is to share the county's message and keep our residents informed. Partnering with your local media, which includes radio, television, and print, and creating a user-friendly web experience, your team has it covered. MCTV provides programming on local access channels, and the revamped, award-winning CARES program continues to give our residents an exciting insider's look at Martin County government through interactive presentations and field trips. This year, the communications team was also essential in providing timely, relevant information during our Hurricane Irma. They produced 14 media briefings and distributed over 30 press releases, making sure that our residents were receiving the information that they needed when they needed it. We also got social during Hurricane Irma. Your communications staff interacted with our residents in over 100 social media posts and reached more than 100,000 residents. Now we'll move on to your General Services Department, or what we call GSD. They're responsible to operate and maintain approximately 1.2 million square feet of county buildings that are occupied by your county departments, your constitutional officers, your judicial circuit court, state attorney, public defender, and the Holt Correctional Facility. Last year, General Services replaced our countywide security access control system, which will improve our processes at all of our facilities throughout the county. And also, through an online auctioning process, over $400,000 was recovered by selling old and obsolete equipment. So we have other departments, such as Community Development and our County Attorney's Office, who contributed significantly to Martin County's vision. The Office of Community Development supported the revitalization in Martin County's 7 community redevelopment areas, or CRAs. In the Golden Gate CRA, renovations were complete and a ribbon cutting was held for the Golden Gate Historic Center for Enrichment. The Golden Gate building was also placed on the National Historic Register. The Office of Community Development spearheaded numerous other infrastructure projects throughout the county and was very proud to receive $100,000 in National Endowment for the Arts grant funding for a Ripple stormwater project, which will be in the Old Palm City CRA. Your county attorney's office ensures that your Board of County Commissioners, your county departments, and other boards and committees receive the highest standard of legal services. 2 highlights under the purview of the county attorney's office last year was their continued advocacy work for improvement to the proposed All Aboard Florida project and establishing the county's Animal Care and Control Advisory Board. Martin County has continued to support the health of our waterways, as well as address multiple federal and state legislative issues throughout the last year. Martin County benefited from the extraordinary dedication and leadership of the Martin County Legislative Delegation. At the federal level, the county advocated in Washington, D.C., alongside Congressman Brian Mast, Senator Bill Nelson, and Senator Marco Rubio. And at your state level, Senate President Joe Negron, Representative Marilyn Magar, and Representative Gail Harrell ardently worked for their Martin County constituency to secure funds and pass legislation to support the county's top priority projects, which included $1 million for coral reef monitoring, $1 million for water quality improvement projects, and over $635,000 for the Loxahatchee River Preservation Initiative. So as I wrap up, I wish to thank each of our commissioners for their commitment to and their passion for Martin County. Your commissioners Ed Campy, Ed Fielding, Sarah Hurd, Harold Jenkins, and Doug Smith regularly share their vision with me, and I am pleased to work with our community leaders and our staff to make their vision into a reality. So finally, I want to remind you that this is your county, your community, and on behalf of the 975 men and women who work with me through your Board of County Commissioners, we look forward to implementing the goals of our commissioners in the next year. Through their leadership, we will continue to do everything within our power to ensure that Martin County remains a unique and special place to live. So more detailed information on the projects that we've reviewed and many more, we provided each of you here today with a copy of our 2017 annual report. We hope you enjoy reading it. This publication is also available at our county admin building, our libraries, and online at www.martin.fl.us. So I want to thank you, and I appreciate the fact that you're being here with us today. And now I'm going to turn the program back over to our chair, Commissioner Ed Campy. Thank you.
I told you she was great. Ladies and gentlemen, that is just a brief snippet of the things that happen in our community. I think the word that I was thinking about when I was sitting down is partnership. We partner with our incorporated communities, Jupiter Island, Sewell's Point, City of Stewart, and Ocean Breeze. We partner with so many of you in this room that work or volunteer your time in organizations that make us better. We partner with the school district because for many of us that were fortunate enough to either grow up here or smart enough to move here, many of us came for our school district. And it is top rated, and it's the folks that are working hard that make it so. I am so pleased to again represent you all and work with our county staff because they truly make it a very special place, as do all of you. We have a lot of exciting things in the future. 2018 stands out to be a really great year for us. We put some issues to bed, and now we can all look forward. And I think that our staff is poised and ready to go. We could not be more pleased with who we have in new positions. I will say that we have had several retirements in 2017 and early 2018. And those folks will be missed for their efforts. Many of them worked many decades for us in Martin County. But the good news is each of those positions are refilled with people that are smart. We've done an excellent job of hiring from within, and we are perfectly poised for a bright, bright future. So thank you so much for coming. Please get to work safely, and we'll see you again next year. Thanks.